Hey, what's going on, everybody? Listening on Dash Radio, you are tuned into a new episode of Plug Talk. And, it's been a little shaky out there in the world. Everything is opening up. We're getting more music into the station, and we're also connecting with a lot of people out there. We've seen better days, and today we are going to have a better day because I have an amazing artist along with a celebrity DJ and beat maker, and just there's so much to say about him. But without further ado, let me introduce you, Felsmere. Woo, woo, woo. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm good. And then, I didn't introduce Splice, the amazing Splice who, gave us the studio to record in, talk about Better Days, which is your track that just came out, and hopefully people will watch the video, and if you're not, go do it now. Go look it up, Better Days, and it just gives a different perspective. So how are you doing, Splice?
No complaints. V the Plug is in the house, so I'm happy. Welcome, and thank you for coming. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me. I think after seeing and hearing Better Days, it brings some light into what the world needs right now. And I think with music, off air, we came in we don't know each other. We just introduced ourselves into the studio, and we talked a little bit about how music has evolved over time, and especially during a pandemic where the creative world and for artists, Felsmere, it's been a little bit difficult. So I really wanted to shed some light on Better Days and how it came about during a pandemic.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that I feel like for me, the pandemic was not necessarily a bad thing. I know it was a really deep, dark, time for all of us. But for me personally, I feel like it helped me focus, and it helped me really get back down to the music and buckle down. And, honestly, we created Better Days in the midst of all of this craziness. And I feel like it makes so much sense, and it's really a record that the world needs right now. So I feel extremely proud to be a part of this project with Splice. And when we made the record, I just remember us making the record, and it was so organic. It was so honest and organic, and it was like magic in the studio when we made that record. It all first of all, it was like word vomit. I was just expressing how we were all feeling, and really honing in into what was going on at the time. So yeah, I feel like it was magic when we made the record, and it was just,
Speaking of magic and bringing two worlds together to collide to create something so magical, you come from Florida, and you, Splice, are from Santa Monica or area or the Valley.
You did your research.
Right?
That's wild. That's right. You did your research.
I did. I like to know my people before I talk to them, because it really brings a perspective to the listeners and how two worlds could come together to create something better, aka Better Days.
Yes.
And so how did you guys get introduced? I know we have shout out to Gator Gang Media in the building, who is great support for you two. So let's get into a little bit of how you guys connected.
I connected through my girl Des. She is a part of Gator Gang with me. She's my partner at Gator Gang, and also an amazing producer as well. And she introduced me to Splice. So I feel like that's how we initially met. He's extremely talented, so of course, we had to do something.
Right. He tries to act like, he's not the big
super
deal.
modest.
He's so humble. He won't speak about it, but he's been on Larry King. Larry King has interviewed him. He's worked at different functions and events and DJ'd for the Kardashians and just different people in the industry. So I'm going to name drop for you, Splice, because I know you won't do it. I have some questions there, but I want to focus on Better Days right now because you two made this magic. And in the making of it, how did the video come about? Because I saw the video and it was magical.
Yeah, so the video actually is not out, but it will be coming out.
Ooh, so I got the exclusive.
Yes, you got the
You did.
exclusive. Yeah. So the video is gonna come out. I feel like the video, the idea for the video was just really fun. Road trip with your friends. That was kind of the idea for the video, because a lot of people during 2020, you couldn't do anything. Nothing was open.
Right.
And so a lot of people took trailers, RVs, trucks, and just went on road trips. And I saw that, and I can definitely connect with that, because I love nature. I love taking trips. And obviously we had to think outside of the box with 2020, so we had to do something adventurous or we were going to all lose our minds. So, we thought a cool road trip with friends would be really dope for the video. Just something fun and lighthearted and, bring everybody back to happiness.
I think Fellsmere was definitely the visionary for the video. She kind of told us ahead of time what she envisioned, and then it was like, all right, how do we bring this to life? So it was definitely like a team effort, but it was, we all fell in love with the idea. It felt great. It felt great for this song, because this song is about positivity. So it had to be a video that felt big, it felt right, it was spacious, it was outdoors. We were choosing between inside a studio, inside like a music video place. But
Yeah.
it was an outdoor group feel, which was really fun. We brought Crazy Chris Films on to direct it and film it, and he did a spectacular job.
I actually have to add to that. So the morning that we were supposed to shoot, I get this text message from my girl who actually owns the RV that we used for the video. And she said, oh my God, the tire's flat on the RV. And she said, can we change the date? And it's extremely hard to get 7 or 8 people to agree to one day on the same schedule. Everyone's busy. So I'm like, oh shit, what are we going to do? Right. So, she actually, I told her, I was like, there's just no way. And she hits me back 30 minutes later, and she's like, I'm on my way right now. I'm going to see if I can get this guy to come with me and change the tire really quick. And so we had planned on driving to Joshua Tree. But there was just no way, because we were, backtracked 3 hours.
Right.
So we ended up going to these rocks. What are they called?
Vasquez Rocks.
Vasquez Rocks.
Stunning.
Stunning.
Vasquez.
Yes. It's
Okay.
only 30 minutes outside of town.
Okay.
And we ended up going there, and it was amazing. We figured it out, and we improvised,
Definitely.
and it was amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it worked out.
yeah.
I think that's what it's all about. Kind of in this world, you kind of have to come up with your own creation of how things pan out, because we're in here in the studio and we're like, oh, the lighting, oh, this and that.
Yeah.
And it's not always going to be perfect.
Yeah,
and we just
absolutely.
kind of have to improvise.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when it comes down to the lyrics of this song and Splice the Beat, where does that come into play with both of you? Are you the lyrics, Fellsmere, and you the beats, obviously?
I mean, Fellsmere is an incredibly talented singer and songwriter, and the songwriting for this one came from the heart, and she can tell you all about it, but she did all the writing for the words, the song, the meaning behind it, and we brought the instrumental. But you can talk
after
about
the lyrics. Okay.
No, it actually started with the
beat first?
the chords.
the chords.
The chords,
Oh,
yeah. Started with the
okay.
chords, and then I kind of just write off chords. That's kind of how we started. And then
Wow.
we did have a reference that we loved, and then we kind of we were like, oh, we love this type of record, just an uplifting, feel good, for the time, basically. And so we started with the chords. I wrote the lyrics, and then we hit him with the drop.
It's interesting.
Splice hit him with the drop.
It's interesting watching everyone's different technique in the studio, because with each artist, it's different. So coming from a producer perspective, working with Fellsmere for the first time, the way it started was she had been in here recording her album. So she's been working on a badass album that is out of this world. And I've always been a fan. And so when the decision was made to work on something, we didn't know how it was going to go. We started with some chords, and really before we knew it, she was like, all right, I like those chords. Loop that for me. And just got in her zone and started writing. And we didn't know what was coming. I mean, I was sitting here and that was it. She's like, I got something. and it was a beautiful song, and we fell in love right away. I don't think there were any changes to any of the words at all. I think
I said it before, like I feel like it was like word vomit because there was just so much emotion going on inside, during the pandemic and, the BLM movement. I mean, it was a lot to really take in. So I feel like I had so much to say. So it just kind of came out, you know? But
it was organic.
And I'm just so proud to speak on something that I feel like everyone, needs. So.
Do you feel like there is a difference between creating outside of the pandemic versus now, like into your creative process, or does it kind of feel the same?
Oh, that's a good question.
Really good.
Yeah, that's a great question. Before the pandemic, I don't think I was focused, but I don't think I was as focused as I am now because I just realized that there's so much, to live for. And I feel like we shouldn't take not one day for granted. You know what I mean? And I want to definitely make sure that I express myself while I'm here, and while I'm healthy and while I can. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't want to take not one day for granted.
What about you, Splice?
I think the world was moving so fast before the pandemic, and it was easy to work on music and produce, and it was easy to get caught up in what was trending and what was popular as opposed to like what's going to last for a long time. And the pandemic made everyone kind of take a deep breath and slow down, and we could focus on music a whole lot more. I mean, like before the pandemic, schedules were just busier with everything everyone was doing. There was everything happening, from DJing and traveling to everything you were doing all over the place. The nightlife was crazy. And then the pandemic came, and now it's time to focus on music. And you can kind of look at producing a little bit different because it's confusing to see where music is and where it's going. So, like with the EDM shows and festival bangers, being the focus for a lot of producers, that changed because there are no more festivals to do. So now we're working on music that's a little more, heartfelt.
Right. I feel like it was a little bit of a recenter for everybody in their own industry. I definitely appreciate interviews more because doing it Zoom style, we talked about this off air too. It's not the same energy that you get versus in person. So this feels much better.
Agreed. Totally.
Yeah, totally. It feels back to, feels really good to like get back to normal.
Yeah. When was the last time that you actually did an in-performance, like performing for people?
Oh my God. So recently we did just like a quick, it was kind of like for practice. My guitarist and I in Orange County, it was like the first time I sang in probably 2 years in front of people. Wow. And it felt crazy and it felt amazing. And I'm so excited to get back to that. But again, like I feel like the pandemic for me personally was not such a bad thing.
That bad thing.
Yeah.
But it gives you a little bit of a push to like want to perform and gives you a little bit more energy there.
Absolutely.
Splice, what about you? I know you mix a lot. You come up with these amazing DJ mixes for the people out there on your website and also, through your link on Instagram. So what has that been like for you since you can't go and perform at a big events? Like you're a big deal in Vegas and within Hollywood. Like you are the key DJ.
Thank you.
And I feel like that's kind of being missed because we don't have that culture right now. I mean, we will soon. But.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this studio has been so amazing and so active and it's just been magical because I love making music and producing. I've also DJ'd for, a long time, and being able to just focus on the studio and music and production and teaming up with great people has been a different perspective on the world for me because it really became like a little bit of a blur. Like when you're kind of moving really fast, a lot of stuff just kind of becomes a blur. And so for me, I still love mixes. I still post actively on my YouTube channel. So there's like active mixes going up. But as far as like music production, it's really fun and exciting to like sit here and be in the studio and focus on this kind of stuff now
with different artists like Felsmere and creating stuff in the studio.
Yes.
You've been on the outskirts of traveling and DJing back in the day, and up until now, I feel like now you're in your lab and you're like, okay,
Absolutely.
let's make the next
Yeah.
beat, let's make the next best mix, and really lead. I feel like you're more of a leader now in the industry on the back end of producing, bringing up like Better Days, which is amazing. Yeah, no,
It's definitely fun. It's exciting. It's different. I believe in like the team. You know what I mean? Because like I've never been able to get anywhere without a team with me. You know?
Right.
And so having a great team, having good chemistry with people, being on the same page, being able to get along and like them is already a challenge, because there's a lot of people that you just don't click with right off the bat, and that's okay. Because they may have their click, you
Right.
know? But for me, when I click with someone and I know that we are both in the same kind of place, if it's being ambitious or driven or, you know,
Yeah.
focused and having the same kind of energy,
Yeah.
I know magic can come from it. I
Yeah.
think like that's, I don't know, like I never like to like brag about anything,
Yeah.
but one of my like few talents might
Yeah.
be sort of spotting super talented people that have a lot going, you know, a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, talent and like a
Gifted.
bright future.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of putting all the,
Potential.
potential and putting all
Uh-huh.
the pieces together and watching it grow. Like there's almost nothing more joyful than watching your close people around you blow up. And that's been
What is it about Fellsmere that you saw stood out as this superstar that you know she'll be?
amazing person. She's been an amazing person. I mean, obviously the talent goes without saying.
Yeah.
Her singing abilities, her writing abilities. She's an amazing person. We've gotten to know each other. We've had personal conversations about her life, and it's quite a story. And, you know, she is pursuing a passion that she's had her whole life. That's from my understanding. She's been singing. I mean, like, you know, I've seen photos and videos of her, you know, almost out of infancy singing,
Okay.
you know, so she's had a long history with music.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've had a lot of people in the studio who I kind of break down singing and performing into like different categories, but she definitely has an iconic, unique voice combined with an amazing writing ability and being a great person.
I'm
And
blushing.
also, no, but
She's
really,
like,
like, she sees like the bigger picture. It's not like in it for like a money grab or a money bag, as they say. She's not in it for like. She definitely wants to make music that like is real. It's from the heart. It sends a message. It's touching. It's something you can connect with. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of music that we see today comes and goes fast, and it's, you know, it's something that's like popular at the moment, in the moment. But when you hear her album, which is coming, it's an amazing.
It's out now.
No.
The video
Yes.
is coming out soon, right?
Yes, Better Days is out.
Better
my,
Days.
My album will be in the fall.
Okay, the
Yeah.
album will
Yep.
be out in the fall. Ooh,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get back to more of where your inspiration came from
Mm-hmm.
and how you became this person that you are today. But I want to give the people a listen to Better Days
Yes.
because this is such an amazing structure and amazing process of how it became. So everybody listening, turn up your speakers.
Feel it in your bones.
Yes.
This is Better Days.
Broken hearts, dimmer stars, we're all falling apart. Hopelessness, no time to rest, we've all made it this far. And by the way, we lived another day. Be grateful where you are. Be grateful where you are. It's so hard not to let it tear you down. Let go, I promise you'll lift off the ground. Dreaming of better days. Dreaming of better days. As one will be okay. A universal positive phase. Positive phase. of light came from the skies, knowledge from another time. He told me to hold on. Close your eyes, enjoy the ride. The universe will be your guide. It's telling you to hold on. It's so hard not to let it tear you down. Let go, I promise you'll lift off the ground. Dreaming of better days, dreaming of better days, as one will be okay. A universal positive phase, positive phase. Positive phase.
All right, we are back. That was Better Days by Splice featuring Felsmere. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that was amazing. For one, I love your vocals.
Thank you.
For two, the beat's amazing.
Thank you.
And for three, there's so much meaning behind it and how you guys have connected to the culture. So, that being said, I want to kind of know how you got into this position of becoming an artist. What was the thing that I guess propelled you to be this person today?
Whew,
It's a deep question. Don't feel pressured.
No,
but
totally. Honestly, I've been singing since a baby. My mom was a singer in a band, so I used to go to all of her shows, and I just remember like watching her on stage, singing, and I just knew that I loved it so much. Plus, I was such a ham as a little kid. Like, I was always like, give me the mic, or like push everybody out of the way. So I was always like center of attention. It's awful to say, but that was just me. And my brother would play guitar, and he was like 3 years older than me. My brother's a musician as well. He's amazing. So it was like we were always together. And then my dad was like my biggest fan. And he really would piss me off all the time, though, because we would go to shows where people were singing live or there were live bands, and he would force me to get on stage. Like, he would be like, oh yeah, so like I come out of the bathroom and someone would say like be calling me to the stage, and I'd have
He
to
was
like
so proud.
and I love him for that. And of course, like, but at the time, 14, 15, 16 years old, I was like, oh, he's
Yeah.
embarrassing me. I can't believe I have to go on stage
is
now.
annoying.
Yeah, but now I look back and I love it so much. And my dad actually passed away 4 years ago, and for me, I promised him that like I would never stop,
Wow.
that I would do this, and that nothing was gonna stop me from doing this. And I feel like that's my main, like that's really why I'm like pushing so hard for
Yeah.
it, because I love it. This is
Yeah.
my passion, and nothing's gonna stop me. at
Yeah,
this point.
some people don't get that support
Yeah.
with parents and stuff. So that's amazing that you can carry on your dad with you with your career and just know that he's always there.
For sure.
So that brings a lot of light. And I think when something's really meaningful to you, people see it. When it's real and it's authentic, I think the world sees it. And
Yeah.
so I'm so happy to be connected to both of you because I see, like, as we just met, that, you know, everything happens for a reason and it's organic and there's a reason for it. So on a lighter note, on a funnier note, there's something I like to do with my guests sometimes. And I will go through your Instagrams. Obviously, Instagram and social is a thing. And I like to play a little game where I read a caption from your Instagram and you have to guess which picture it was and what was happening in that moment, what it meant to you, and what was going on.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, so the first one for you, Fellsmere, is going to be, dug a hole for you to lay in. I'm not sure if you know what year that is from.
Yeah, I know. I definitely know.
And what you're wearing. Okay, so for the listeners, do you remember what you were wearing?
Yes. It's a baby blue corset. I have a shovel. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, what's she doing with this shovel? Is she trying to bury someone? I mean, I'm on my whole
that's what it sounds like, right?
Queen of the South, my my cartel shows right now.
Yes.
So what was going on there?
I love that.
Were you
I need
part
to
of the
watch that show
cartel?
actually. No, so honestly, that was just I went with a bunch of friends to shoot content in the desert, a bunch of girlfriends actually to shoot content in the desert. There was a bunch of photographers, stylists, makeup artists that all went, and we just collectively shot content, which was awesome. And this girl and I, one of the photographers, saw a shovel and we're like, this would be kind of dope. Like, oh, you're gonna like bury your husband that cheated on you or whatever, you know. I mean, obviously I would never do that. That's a little intense,
right.
but I just thought it was a funny, it was a funny comment.
No, it is.
It's so funny.
It brings them what I want to say. It's like sexy, but also like, okay, I can get down and dirty too.
Yeah, like you can't F with me. You know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah. And you already have that edgy look and sweet, like hot look. So it looks even better. Okay, Splice. I had a two for you. I have another one for you too, Fellsmere. Okay. But for you, Splice, this one was funny to me. 2020 for DJs.
I think this was like the egg throwing up or something like that. It was pretty good. That was like, Crazy Chris Films, I think, sent that to me, one of my best friends. And I was like,
wait, so this wasn't you with the egg. It was someone else.
No, yeah, that was like someone, I don't know where it came from. He probably sent me that like through WhatsApp, and then it was like saved on my phone. I'm like, all right, this is perfect. Like I can post this up.
So for the listeners who can't see it or hear it, what is it?
How do you explain it? It's like a little egg that's like perfectly cracked, and it's like throwing up, and it kind of has a little face painted on it with like a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And 2020 for DJs obviously was not our best year by any means, and that's kind of like the best way to explain the feeling. So when everyone asks like, what's it like being a DJ during, it's like, just show them that and be like, there you go. That's what it is, because it's definitely not our best. It's not our best moment, you know.
Yeah. I love that. And then another one of my favorites from you, Fellsmere, is Sage Against the Machine.
Yes.
What was going on there?
Okay, I remember that. Yeah, that was during the BLM protests, and of course I went out and supported and did my part. And there was actually a beautiful Indian woman, like Native American woman, and she had sage, and she was basically saging everyone, and she had that sign up. And I just thought it was so awesome because it was like a holistic way of looking at healing, right? The nation, rather than doing it with hate. It was more so like out of love. And I had to take a picture of it because I thought it was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. I love when, people actually show they care and take part in some kind of way. I mean, you don't always have to put it out there, but at least do something to know that you're in support of, especially something like Black Lives Matter and contributing to the culture.
Absolutely.
So thank you
Always.
for doing that and expressing that.
Yeah.
On another note, I'm going to talk about this picture, Splice. It's kind of funny. So fresh and so clean.
No clue. I don't even write half my captions. Not gonna lie.
You don't?
No, I definitely don't. I get help from so many
does?
My sister. I have a
Like
sister
who?
that is like genius with captions. She does mine. She does my mom's. Like she'll post on my mom's Facebook,
Uh-huh.
like, and she does all the captions. They're like out of control. So,
Oh my
but
gosh.
like, yeah, I have like, I almost never do my captions.
So
I have,
I
like,
will
friends.
give
My
you-
friends are way better than I am at it.
I'm gonna give you
So
some
fresh, so
clues.
clean?
You're in a store. You're in a certain aisle, hence the caption "so fresh and so clean." Think of detergent.
Oh, this
Behind
must
you?
have been like one of our.
Better days behind the
Yeah,
scenes.
this was probably one of our better
Felsmere,
days.
you actually liked it,
Okay, then that had to be one of ours. I
Yeah.
think what happened was.
and you're
Actually-
holding two things in your hand.
Okay. Oh, the melons. Hey, it all comes back now. Now I know exactly what you're talking about. That was a
Okay.
funny picture.
So
So
what is that
basically,
about?
Melon titties,
okay, I know
melon
exactly what it
titties.
is. Love it, love it. Okay, so basically, I try to keep my page pretty family friendly and clean for the most part. So that was like a little PG-13, but we. For the music video, one of the amazing ideas Felsmere had, which was super cool, is maybe secret sauce I'm giving away. I don't know if I should, but it's the
No,
Hooji
you're good,
Pictures.
yeah.
The Hooji Pictures is an app that's just phenomenal for like
Hooji?
Hooji, right?
Fuji.
So
I don't
like
know what that's about.
I didn't either. So when we did the music
Yeah.
video, like I didn't even know about it, but our videographer editor had, like you had a bundle of amazing pictures,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, we have to get some Hooji style pictures of you to throw in for the music video.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And we went to like the local market, grocery store, supermarket. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know which one makes me sound older to say. Do you say like supermarket or grocery store? Is that like
I say grocery store.
I say grocery store.
okay? So
yeah.
supermarket's like old school. All right. So we went to like the local market
yeah.
and.
That what? However you express
I don't
the
know.
market.
We basically
However you feel.
we took a bunch of pictures in there.
funny.
We had fun. It was great, and it was just
Yeah.
melons was one of the pictures that like you know
oh my gosh.
happened.
I love it. I love it.
That was funny.
Yeah. No. Okay.
was
So that.
That was for the
funny.
video.
Yeah,
for
that
the
was
music.
for-
that was for Better Days.
That was for Better
That's-
Days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Look
just
at
posted it
me.
because
Yeah.
I had
Oh
them.
my gosh.
Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you just
I just-
instinctively.
Summed
that
it
one.
up.
That
Yeah.
basically was inspired by Felsmere. That picture.
So you got the two melons from just two watermelons, like just
Two.
just,
Just two,
just
like,
two,
Just
here.
two. Just two. I think that's all I could handle in that moment. Just the two.
Oh my gosh. Well, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to create this music, this content, and continuing the process of what the world needs. Go out there. If you guys are listening, go follow at
Felsmere, Felsmere.
and
And at Splice, SPLYCE.
he's like, what's my Instagram?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even write my own Instagram. No.
And go stream Better Days, and the music video will be out soon.
Soon.
Fire
Yeah.
images. Shout out to your videographer or who
Yeah.
produced.
Crazy Chris.
Crazy Chris,
Chris.
CC, Crazy Chris
CC.
Films,
Shout out to
genius.
him. And thank you.
No,
Man,
thank
it's
you.
been amazing. It's been a vibe.
Definitely.
And everybody out there listening, have a great rest of your weekend or
Yes.
week, wherever you're at.
There it is.
Whenever you're listening to this.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Amen.
you guys so much. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Bye bye.